I got a question for you. When was the last time you spent the entire morning without looking at a screen? And instead, you focused on making yourself stronger and preparing yourself for the day ahead. Now, if you're like me 6 months ago, you probably can't even remember the last time that you had a morning like this. In fact, I think most of us, we start our day by simply staring at a screen, checking social media, checking our email, replying to some messages, and then we, have a breakfast and so forth and caffeinate ourselves. But that's our typical morning routine for most people. And, that was my morning routine for a long time until I realized just how crucial the morning really is for setting the context for the entire day. See, the morning really sets the frame from which we operate that day. It sets the frame for our thinking and our behavior. And if we can set the frame right, we tend to have a good day. And if we can set it right consistently, we're going to have a good week, a good month, and a good year. And a morning ritual is simply a system that will allow you to automatically get into the right frame of mind from which to have a good day so that you can create, you can build, you can work towards your goals effectively. And this is especially important for creators because as creators, the state from which we produce our work has a massive influence on the final product. For instance, if I tried to shoot this video from a really bad mood, like I'm just in a bad mood, I'm in a grumpy state, the video would turn out very different to how it's going to turn out right now because I'm in a good mood. And so it is with any other form of art. So morning rituals are very important, especially if you're a creator. If you're working on a personal project, if you're even thinking about starting a business, all of this requires you to be in the best state possible. So to give you an example of a morning ritual, here is mine. I start my day by drinking 1 liter of water. Then I do 10 minutes of stretching, followed by 20 minutes of walking meditation. So I go out, take a walk. I follow that up with a nice shower. Then I do journaling and planning for the day. And I drink my coffee during this time as well. And I end my routine with a bit of reading if I have time. And that's the entirety of my morning routine. It's simple, and that's why it works for me. It works because I can do this guaranteed about 90% of the time. It only takes me about an hour, 90 minutes max to get the whole thing done, and I can do it on most days. Even if I'm not feeling super well rested, even if I'm a bit sick, I can still do this routine because it's pretty low intensity. Like I'm not having a massive workout in the morning. I'm just sort of priming the 3 aspects of my being, the physical, emotional, and mental. And that's what I would recommend you do as well if you're interested in creating a ritual for yourself for the morning, which of course is the purpose of this video, is to inspire you to do so. If you're going to do it, then I recommend that you ask yourself, what could I do in the morning to strengthen myself physically, emotionally, and mentally? What can I do to prime my mind, body, and spirit? The power of a morning routine really lies in how small, consistent actions yield big returns over time. They stack over time into big benefits. You won't notice the full benefits of your morning routine within the first week of doing it. It takes a bit of time, but eventually it's like a return on investment in your mind, body, and spirit. I notice the benefits of my routine, especially when life gets hectic and chaotic. That's when I just have a lot of gratitude for the fact that I have this 60 to 90 minute period each morning that's just completely for me. And it's just something that keeps me centered so that whatever life throws at me, I'm able to handle it. I have the confidence that I can handle it because I invest this little bit of time each day into myself to make myself strong and centered and grounded. Now, here are a few points that you should consider when you are planning your own morning routine. Number 1 is to make it very realistic. needs to be something that you actually follow through on. If you're not going to do it every single day, then you're not going to really get the benefit of the routine, right? So make it realistic. Don't make it 3 hours because you're probably not going to be able to follow through with it every day if it's 3 hours long. Make it like an hour or 90 minutes tops. Number 2 is to be specific with it. Get very specific exactly what that routine is going to look like. If you decide you're going to include some exercise, decide what exercises you're going to do, for how long you're going to do them, and when you're going to do them. Get it all as clear as possible so there's no confusion about what you're going to be doing during your routine. And number 3, write it all down on a step-by-step sequence. Put it into a journal so that you see it, so that you can just simply look at it in the morning and you know exactly what you need to do to get the routine done. Over time, you're not going to even need to look at your journal. It's just going to be all ingrained in your mind. But for starting during the first week or two, it's going to feel awkward because this is something that's new for you. You haven't done it before and your brain is going to feel like it's going to resist basically this new habit that you're putting into place. You need to go through the initial resistance to changing your behavior until it becomes something that feels very natural for you and automatic. So be realistic, be specific, and write it down step by step. Commit to 30 days of doing your routine. It takes about 30 days for your body and your mind to get used to a new behavior. After that, it becomes fairly automatic and you don't really even have to think about it much. It's just something that happens without too much willpower necessary. But it takes about a week or two of kind of going through this awkward phase where you have to really apply quite a bit of willpower to do your new routine. But if you push through that, it gets easier. So trust the process. So that's all for this one. Hopefully you start taking action on your new morning routine starting today or tomorrow when you have your next morning. But ideally you start it as soon as possible, man, because the longer you wait, the less likely it is that you're actually going to do it. There's an idea called speed of implementation, which I learned from Eben Pagan, which is the idea that the most successful people are quick at implementing what they learn. Implement right now. Set up your morning routine, write it all down, and make sure that tomorrow you actually do it. You actually follow through with it.